everyone. Rare weekend stream. The reason why is because I did not get the chance to stream earlier in the week very much. And I like hitting at least 3 streams per week. Kind of just what I like to do, so taking a bit of my weekend's time out to do a short stream, because I also want to finish Eric Lecarde's run in Castlevania Bloodlines. I did half the run on yesterday's stream, but I think I'm gonna restart the run from the beginning, just because the first 3 stages is all we went through yesterday, and those are definitely the shortest part of the run, so might as well just redo those to get my my bearings a bit. So yeah, the stream will go on for however long that takes me. If it takes me 30 minutes, then it's gonna be a 30-minute stream. If it takes like 5 hours, I guess it will be a 5-hour stream. I don't think it will take too long though. It'll probably be a shorter run than our John Morris run, since I have already went through all of the stages once. Yeah, gonna go ahead and pull up the game. Well, I already have the game itself pulled up, just not showing up on stream yet. Yeah, time for Castlevania Bloodlines. To make sure that it is on normal difficulty. Okay, good. Yeah, I know last time, after I finished the John Morris run, it kind of just automatically put me into expert difficulty. I did switch it back, but I guess it's not too surprising once you play at a higher difficulty once you've finished it once, but I think I want to play it with both characters at least once before swapping to a higher difficulty. Even though I feel like it would be fun. I have heard expert mode of this game is more fun. Also, I love how, this is the case in all Castlevania games, it's not just this one, but I love how rooms are counted as stages, technically. So that first room that is like just a straight line to the end is technically considered stage 1-1, despite being a single room. Gonna try avoiding that enemy. These first couple of stages I'm probably just gonna try going through as quickly as possible, just because I've already went through them once. So I'm probably gonna end up avoiding a lot of enemies. I'm taking a lot of damage. Playing a bit risky, as fast as possible. Did not think that would be able to hit me from there. I guess it can. Always forget that he has the super jump, even though it is the entire like main thing of his kit. Yesterday when I was playing him, I also quite often forgot about it in times where I really should have used it. Oh shit. One death down, stage 1 already. Clearly I am still quite a bit rusty. Even if I did do one run already. Just go around you. Again, I really probably should have used my super jump there, but I forgot. You know, I just realized I can actually go up here as Eric. I wonder what all is up here. Any big secrets? Suppose not. I didn't notice I had the ball and chain. It was just the normal skeletons. Surely one of these candles will have my spear upgrade. There it is. I know it's the first boss, so it's obviously, you know, it's not too surprising, but first boss is kind of a slight joke. I know I died to it a lot previously, but once you actually know how to fight it, it's you can kind of just stand here for most of its fight. You just don't like move around constantly. Yeah, I was playing pretty poorly there. I got hit several times, and yet it still only took like 1/3 of my health. So, not the most difficult boss in the world. Page 2 times. Something I always love in most Castlevania games, and that does apply to this one as well, is how there's always a lot of enemies where the placements are put in very specific ways, where the best way to avoid them is often to just, like, ignore them. It makes it pretty easy to deal with them, but it's still, like, if you don't know what you're doing, you can still very easily fuck up and walk forward a bit too much. So it's not like it's a completely, like, mindless completely mindless challenge in those cases. They do still have a bit of like actual knowledge of the level design required. It's just that once you do know, it becomes very easy. And just like last run, I really need to be using sub-weapons more than I usually do. As a last run, I kind of forgot to use them all of the time when I really should have. It would have been very helpful much more frequently had I. I feel like this guy is even faster with Eric than he is with Dawn, and he's kind of he just stands here, so almost impressive in a way. Got his, and I always did it immediately, but you know I still had it. Closer than I thought. Hello, Liz. Hi, hi. How are you? I'm just continuing my my Bloodlines Eric run from yesterday that I started. I don't know if going in this water insta-kills you, or if you have to get like a certain length into the water, but don't know if I really want to find out. I guess it doesn't insta-kill you as long as you're not too far in, but I would assume it probably does if you get like super far into the... First thing I see in chat is Castlevania Yaoi. It's a good look. It's a really Yaoi core series, I'm just saying. And I think every Castlevania character has gay sex at least once. Almost forgot that I need to, like, not stand in front of this guy. When I gotta play it as you do, it's so good. Got so much yaoi. The Fujoshi community within Castlevania is very strong. Surprised I still haven't gotten hit. I expected to already have died. Oh shit. Oh, you can stand on those. Okay. Do you get a bit of a failsafe in case you do miss the falling bridge? That's nice. Surprisingly forgiving for this series. Now let's see if I can get through this room and also the entire next boss without taking a single point of damage. Don't think it's gonna happen, but it would be cool. You know, actually, with this boss, I may be able to do it. Not impossible, I suppose. Just gotta be very careful. Honestly, the bigger concern is more him walking into me than it is him actually. It is the stones falling. Okay, did it. Did not expect to get through the entire second half of that stage without getting a single hit, but that's nice. This is probably the easiest stage in my opinion, even more so than stage 1, so I guess it's not too surprising, but I don't think the future stages will quite go in my luck. Go quite so much in my favor. Not quite that lucky or good at this game. Yeah, I think this is probably the stage I'm worst at, so I will most likely die a few times here. Do not see myself getting through this one quite no hits like last stage. Something I do really like about this game as opposed to at least Castlevania 1, and I would assume probably at least up to 3 as well. It's a relatively minor thing, but it does help quite a bit in actual gameplay, and that is that enemies don't always respawn if you off-screen them. They do sometimes, I believe, but it's not in always a situation, just occasionally. Okay, well, trying to just damage iframe through that, but that did not seem to work. The easiest mini-boss in the game. You literally cannot be hit if you do not stand here. I mean, if you do not jump at all. Even its fire will not go down this low. With John Morris, that's slightly more of a problem since he does have to jump in order to hit them. But with Eric, it's completely nothing. It's just stand there. game does have quite good music as well, which I feel like that's kind of a consistency for most Castlevanias, but this one I do actually quite like the music, and I don't really hear people talk about it too much. Although I guess that's kind of this game in general. It's probably one of the more forgotten main series Castlevanias. Is it main series? I'm not entirely sure. I'd say it's less obscure than like Haunted Castle though. I guess it counts as main series. The size on his spear, not just how long it is, but also how wide it is or well, I guess how high it reaches, is surprisingly longer than you would expect as well. He's got some pretty big hits. Shit. Like one hit. Not good. I have gotten surprisingly good at dealing with this section though. I know this one in my first run with John, not Jonathan. I think Jonathan Morris is the like grandson or something of John Morris, who appears in one of the Metroidvanias on the DS, because there is one that is connected to this game. However, on my playthrough as John Morris, I think that specific room, the tower climb, took me probably like 10 full attempts to do even once, so this boss also took me forever and I still expect it to, but probably not quite as long as with him since I have now done it once. I don't know the exact hitbox of that attack, because sometimes I'll get hit by it, or well, sometimes I won't get hit by it when it looks like I should. Usually when it looks like I'm going to get hit by it, I do, but there are some cases where it looks like I should be hit by it and I won't, so kind of the problem of, I guess it's a good problem, I suppose, but I'd rather not be hit when it looks like I should be, of course, but sometimes I'll be too close and it will look like I should be taken out, but I'm not, so. Yeah, it's gonna get hit by that at least. Am I in the final phase already? I am. Okay, cool. Yeah, this one's its main issue is just the spinning of the platform kind of messing with your positioning. It's not actually too hard. Okay. Gotten a lot better at that boss as well. Only took me 2 attempts, the first of which I was very low health, so My John Morris run, though, I think that took me like 5 attempts, though, so... Okay, we are now back to where we were before. Only took like 20 minutes as well, and we're already about halfway through the game. Which again, the second half of this game is definitely longer than the first half, but still something. Got my full spear size now. Did not realize those ones in the background actually like hit you. Okay. Suppose since he has the super jump, presumably don't even need to do anything special with Eric. He can just do that. And this, okay. Okay, he can't quite get up there, but maybe he can from here? Almost, but not quite. Okay. I guess I have to go the normal route. No special route for him. At least not this time. Yeah, he definitely does do quite a bit less damage than John, though. And that was, what, 5 hits, I believe? As opposed to, I believe John Morris only took 1 hit. Maybe, actually no, I think he took 2, maybe 3 against those. Ooh, fuck. That was a bad death. I really should have paid more attention to that. Something I do really prefer about Eric compared to John that I've noticed is that, so he already has a slightly longer delay on his attacks than John did. John basically, his attacks basically go out frame 1. Eric's take a little bit longer, they take like 1 extra frame, which doesn't sound like much, but in actual practice it is very noticeable. However, one thing that John did for the extra frame, he did have an extra frame on his attacks as well when he was at his like powered up weapon, the 4th stage that you only get if you hit a certain number of candles and then don't take damage, which because of that made me actually not want to ever have that. I pretty much never let myself use it because it fucked with my timing too much. I don't think that's the case with Eric. I don't think he gets extra frames added to his attacks with the last one, which is probably because he just already has it to begin with, but it does mean that whenever I get that special extra power up, I do actually want to hold on to it, unlike with John. With him, I pretty much wanted to get rid of it as soon as possible. Not with Eric though. It's actually pretty good for him. I feel like those enemies, the skeletons, I feel like they should get back up. Like, they don't. But, like, their corpse always there for a few extra seconds. And most skeleton enemies do get up in this game, so I feel like they should. My best guess is that maybe they do in expert difficulty, just not in normal. That's gonna be my guess for why exactly that's the case, that they kind of linger a bit. Also, this room is deceptively simple. It kind of looks like it would be way harder than it actually is. But no, it's actually a fairly easy room to get through. You would think the platforms that kind of move up and down based on your weights, you would think they would be much harder to avoid, but no, not really. Oh shit. I honestly kind of completely forgot about the Frankenstein boss. In my first go around, I kind of got through him quickly enough that I never had to worry about it. I don't know if this is actually the intended way to get through these, but I like playing it very safely, and I don't think I would be very great at dodging those, so I prefer going the safe route, as slow as it is. Almost jumped at the wrong time. Do not want to do that. This game is really generous with the crystals it gives you. You get a ton. Ooh, that was terrible jump timing. I think that's my first death ever from missing a jump in this room. I know I did die once before, but I believe it was from getting hit down by a skeleton. I don't think it was from a jump specifically. That was nearly a second death from it. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with this time around. I think it's because it's a lot harder to jump at enemies to fight them. I feel like with John, it's way easier to kind of play aggressively than it is with Eric. So I'm kind of a bit scared when going on platforms with opponents. I'm surprised that hits, but alright. Won't complain. Bit of extra safety there. No, fuck. God damn it. Okay, that's the main guy that's gonna keep getting me, I guarantee it. It's a lot easier with certain sub-weapons or with John, I guess if this is did not expect this to be the continue location I respawn, but if it is, I guess I'll create a save there. But Fuck! Damn it. Don't know why I'm doing so poorly against these. I never had trouble with these as John. And of course now I have the not maximum fear, so it's a lot harder to fight these guys from far away. Fuck, why do I keep fucking up that one jump? I don't know why this one specific jump is fucking with me so much. I had no issue with it as John. Okay, that one was just because I was being impatient. That one was me being dumb as hell. I thought that was about to be a second death from that exact same thing. Yeah, this room should not be this bad. I did not have any trouble with this any previous times, so I don't know where I am now. What's that fell? Okay, finally. Finally, I've gotten past this room a single time. And I, of course... Oh wait, no? Now I do. Okay. I was about to say, I do not have my maximum fear, of course, when I'm going in, but now I do. Yep, that's the one it's gonna go for. I'm surprised this is high enough, but alright. Oh, fuck. Didn't expect it to bounce back up like that. Don't know why I didn't, but I did not. Completely forgotten this boss's patterns. Even though I remember it probably being the easiest my first go around, I've just kind of forgotten it. Oh my god, really? Fucking, oh my god, fuck off. It does a little victory dance if it wins, what the fuck? It's dumb as hell, but that's awesome. Yeah, I don't know why I've had so much trouble with this stage this go around. I feel like this was probably one of the easiest stages as John, but for some reason I've had so much trouble as Eric. This time I got it though. This time for sure. Have to. Can't die twice to this thing. I'm about to... I just no-hit it. Just no-hit it the second time. Okay, cool. I guess it is still a really easy boss, I just have to actually remember its pattern, so... It's a very fun boss, though. very deep, very good patterns. It's very, very funny aesthetically. But now on to stage 5. This is the one I had the most trouble with by far as John. This one took me forever as him, but that was also largely because of one set of enemies, and I don't know if they'll be any easier as Eric. Probably not. If anything, they may be harder. Always. I don't think I will ever not forget about that specific trap. It's the only time that appears in the game. It doesn't do much damage, so it's not much to worry about, but I always forget about it. They do not seem to be any easier to deal with as Eric as they were with John, so that's a bit unfortunate. Also, I just realized I do not think that I save state at the beginning of this area, so I'm gonna go ahead and just put it here in the midst of these enemies that I hate. Great location to save at, but that way I don't have to deal with the continue issues. Yeah, you can take these out even faster than John can, that's nice. You have to time the bind in a specific way, but it does work. And I completely forgot about that one. Okay, cool. Going good so far. Gotta make sure so much easier with Eric, but I assume that's probably just because I have his upgraded sphere more so than for any actual like character related reasons. Oh yeah, this room. Is there an alternate route? Can Eric go an alternate route up these? And I hope that is the case. Don't know if I can make that jump as Eric. Okay, yeah, I can. Okay, cool. I guess that makes this room make a lot more sense compared to the first go around. Oh. Is out. It gets down here low enough to... I don't think it will. Actually, no, I can do a super jump. If I can go into it. Okay, cool. I'm glad that gives a level of invincibility, even if it's not a ton. It's very helpful for avoiding these in particular. Like, this is gonna be the hardest one to dodge, probably by intention. Ooh, okay. Okay, cool, new room. Never saw this one as John. Oh, fucking, you gotta be fucking me. Well, actually, they don't seem to be too bad in this one, actually. the Fleamen. I hate these in Castlevania 1. These are definitely the enemies I have the most trouble with in that game. Oh, I expected that to be a foreground element. I guess not. Yeah, these actually aren't too bad in this game. Surprisingly. I see as I get hit. Oh, goddamn. Well, where will the oh wait, no, am I out of continues? Just realizing, am I out of them? Okay, yeah, I'm out of continues. I guess in that case, I will look up the password to get to stage 4 right away. Okay. We'll have to do the first entire half of the stage, but I expected that to do that again anyways. 4-1. Okay, it's blank bird. Blank crystal, and I believe that's an axe. Okay, all of this row is blank. 2 axes and a bird. Okay. And that should be it. Let's see. Oh wait, no, I was on stage 5, not stage 4. Literally got the stage wrong. Further in the game than I realized. Okay. Okay, so the actual password I need is... Okay, it is... Crystal, axe, blank, and a crystal, axe here. Okay, crystal, axe, and then crystal. Cool. And that should be it. Okay, yeah, now we're actually on the stage I left off on. Yeah, in my opinion, at least with John, this is the hardest stage in the game by far. Even more so than Dracula's Castle, surprisingly, despite it being the final stage. I actually don't think Dracula's Castle is that bad. This stage, though, is really bad as him, and I honestly think so far it's kind of bad as Eric as well. Probably not quite as bad, though. He does get some extra range that helps quite a bit. Yeah, I feel like those really consistently get me on the backswing. I just cannot deal with them. Do not know their patterns well enough, clearly. Okay, insta-kill of that one. Nice. I'm not sure if it's just me being blind or what, but I feel like that specific chandelier I just passed is way harder to notice than the others. Was its hitbox still active while it was dying? What the fuck? That's so messed up. Fuck. Oh, gotta redo that last room again, but at least of all the rooms to redo, this one's not too bad. Yeah, that one always gets me, I feel like. Or is it that one? One of those two always gets me most of the time. I just do not notice it for whatever reason. Okay, it's wandering down. Get this thing out. That gives you so— ooh, fuck. Not paying attention there. But those give you so many invincibility frames, the super jump does. It also charges really quickly. Like, it's not a frame one thing, but it is very fast. So bad at dealing with that final part of that room. Fuck. Fuck. Okay, fucking goddammit, even in this game, if they gang up on you, they become a massive problem. I miss one, and suddenly I am dead. Okay, go. I don't think I like Fleeman in any Castlevania game. This— yeah, of course I get back here. God, fuck off. Okay, slightly better position this time. Hopefully I do not cascade into dying a bunch this time, like I did last. Okay, I really need to just not even go after the birds and just focus on the Fleemen since they don't really do anything. And it takes away time that could be spent hitting them. Oh my god, really? Spawned directly in front of me. Okay. I don't actually remember where I go in this room. I assume I go over there to the... yeah, these things. Fucking goddamn! Oh my fucking god, I hate this staircase. Why can I not? Okay, cool. That was fun. Okay, at least I spawned back here in this room. That's good at least, but fucking hell. Ugh, I do not like this room as Eric. Why does he start at the top? Fuck. Okay. Don't know why I'm having so much trouble with these specific parts of the game that I had no problem with as John. Okay, just okay. What? Okay, whatever. Is this the exit I go? Do not remember this stage well enough for one that I would still consider the hardest in the game. Okay, mini boss done at least. That's a slight checkpoint. Okay, now I'm having slight trouble with these guys. I don't know why, but as Eric, I'm having, like, areas that I figured out just fine as John, I'm having so much trouble with now as Eric. I don't know why. These aren't really any more difficult than they were with him. Okay, I'm definitely not beating this boss first go, but I do know that there is a kind of cheese with Eric because of the super jump. I don't know if I'd say cheese actually, but an easier strat. I do not know how I did not get hit there. He gets insane fucking iframes when he's in the jump. Oh, that almost did that. Wow, at least I'm gonna be going in with more health, so that's good, but it's so close to doing that no-hit. I don't know how I'm gonna get hit by that arrow, but alright. Yeah, a lot of very stupid mistakes this run, unfortunately. It's such a fun enemy, by the way. It's another big case of I was talking about before how I like how a lot of Castlevania stages are more designed around like memorization and knowing what to do more so than like just like obviously you need good execution, but a big part of it is also just knowing what you even need to do in the first place, and that's one of the biggest cases of that enemy is if you know how to deal with them, they go down fucking instantly. You can just fucking lock them into nothing, but okay. Yeah, that boss is definitely easier with Eric than it is John. Not by a ton, it's not the hardest boss in the game to begin with, but as John, I at least had a little bit more trouble. Eric's super jump, I really need to use it more. If I end up playing this game much more after this point, which I'll probably do another playthrough at least once after this, but assuming I do play it more, I really do need to get better at using his super jump effectively, because it's really good. It's an incredible attack. Fuck! Oh, god damn it. Okay, I'm definitely gonna have a much harder time with this boss than I did as John. I can already tell that. I still don't know if I'll end up considering it one of the hardest in the game, like I had heard other people say, but it is at least more challenging than it was as John. Because John, I feel like that thing went down within seconds. With Eric, I feel like he has kind of... He can't be quite as aggressive, so... And he doesn't do nearly as much damage against bosses in general, so... And of course. Okay. Still not too terrible of a boss, but definitely is a lot slower as Eric than it was as John. I think the combination of him doing way less damage and also kind of not being able to hit at diagonals makes him a lot worse at that boss than John was. Still not a terrible boss though. I would say it's one of the better ones in the game, I would say. Now on to Dracula's Castle. Or no, I guess it's not Dracula's Castle, it's Castle Proserpina, I think it was. Oh shit, I forgot that it was kind of pinned out an explosion. Oh yeah, I forgot about this room. But I think I remember the pattern just enough to be able to get through it without too much difficulty. Wasn't too bad this go around. Yep. I don't know why, but I was expecting the... I always expect the up and down to be inverted as well, but it's not, so... That always throws me up a ton. Okay. That room down. Okay, didn't expect it to come from behind, even though I really should have. Okay, cool. I always did that room a lot better than I did the first go around, and I think this area is where you restart if you continue. Don't remember exactly, but I will probably die here, even though this boss isn't too bad, since I haven't done it with, Oh wait, no, I completely forgot that death happens before Medusa. I was thinking Medusa was the next boss, but nope. I'm gonna fight the gear one first, just because I feel like I have the most trouble with that one as Eric specifically, so probably good to go after it first. Shit. I don't know how exactly that didn't count as a hit, but alright. Okay, that one went down very quickly, nice. Very good sign of the rest of them. I do really like this method of doing a boss rush though. It's very neat. Gonna get the death cards out of the way first as well. I'll go for the dragon next, then I'll take my healing, and then fight the last one. Even though I'll probably end up having trouble with the dragon. Definitely see that happening. Unless it takes this much damage, then maybe not. Ooh, fuck, okay. Okay, not too great. Okay, nice, nice, nice. I'm glad you only have to fight the easier bosses for this boss rush, so it's not like you're not fighting everything. Not quite Mega Man levels of bad. One should go down pretty quickly, then we'll have death. And that, I mean, that's not super easy, but it's definitely not the hardest boss in this game, and definitely not the hardest death in the series. I have seen death in some of the other games that I haven't played, and it looks like a nightmare. In this game, it's fairly simple, I feel like. Yeah, I've gotten pretty good at doing most of these kind of mini bosses they're used for the boss rush. I've gotten pretty good at doing them with either no hits or at least a minimal damage, which is very good. Yeah, death is not that hard. I did get a few hits from him, but I don't even know his patterns very well, which is why I got hit so much, and yet still I have technically more than half health, although barely. But yeah, he's not too bad. I think this is where the continue restarts. If I get it continued, so get there once again. This boss also shouldn't be too bad, but it may be a bit harder with Eric. Okay, I'm gonna need to get the timing on that a bit better. That one I've also never been the best at. This fight is pretty long, even with Dawn. But because Eric does less damage, it takes so much longer. It's just such a long fight. So one hit down. Ba, ba, ba. Two hits down. Ba, 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 ba. Three down. Four down. I'm not sure if there's an exact pattern to which side she goes on or if it's random, but I'm just gonna, since I don't really know, I kind of just prefer to stand in the middle and go in whichever direction it seems like she's going. Should be 2 more hits, I believe, maybe 3. Oh, I did not realize she already sent that out. Ooh. Yeah, no, those do a ton of fucking damage, so it is not good when I let that happen, unfortunately. Yeah, that was kind of just me getting tripped up a tiny bit. That boss is generally not too difficult. Just a single pot shot got me, and because it does so much damage, it was enough to take me out. Oh well. Just going for a little bit of sub-weapon energy, even though I don't really need it. Okay. I think I figured that one out. Yeah. Okay. First phase, I think I've figured it out relatively well. The main thing I needed to kind of get a hang of was the fire attack. the one that goes in like the figure 8. But I think I figured out the spacing pretty well to avoid that one. Okay. One down. Yeah, this isn't exactly my favorite fight in the game. It's not terrible, but it's just kind of too long. It's a bit boring. Does do a ton of damage if you get hit though. Despite being relatively easy, it is a little bit risky if you're not careful. Halfway down already. Ouch. Of course. Probably not gonna get this one. Most likely not. Nope, definitely not. Oh, never mind. Just barely got it in time, but very surprising. You know what, maybe the pattern of which direction she goes in is dependent on the orb type. That may be the case, because it does kind of feel like there is a level of consistency to it. Okay, that one hit, unfortunately. Missed that one, but not too bad. Just one miss. I think the biggest thing that gets me about most bosses with Eric, and even all of enemies, is that his crouching attack is shorter than his standing attack, and that's really hard to get used to a lot of the time. So that throws me off very frequently. Now I just have Dracula, and I feel like Dracula's phase 1 is probably going to be a bit harder as Eric, just because I don't have his attack timing down nearly as well as I did with the whip, since it was so similar to Castlevania 1. But it will hopefully still not be too bad. Gonna do a tiny bit of grinding here though. Not a ton, just enough to get my my stage 4 attack. Just to do a tiny bit more damage at the beginning, and that will hopefully save us time in the long run. And I still don't know Dracula phase 3 super well, but phase 1 shouldn't be too hard once I figure out the timing for Eric. And phase 2 is kind of just a joke. Phase 3 though, may have some trouble on still. Not entirely certain, but if we do, it's not the end of the world, I guess. Fun fact, this song that's playing right now, I believe it's called Bloody Tears, like the Castlevania song that a lot of people know. This song originates from Castlevania 2. Not 1, but 2, the one that everyone hates. Okay, probably still not too different from John, but just have to be a bit careful. Oh shit, okay. Lost the stage 4 attack, but honestly I expected it to happen faster, so not too bad. I think I do have to go slightly, with very slightly different timing than Jonathan. I mean John, because of the fact that his attack has like 1 extra frame of coming out, so not much more. Also, I was looking away for a second. That was not the smartest thing to do. Okay, got 1 hit off. Shit, I thought I was out of range of that. I suppose not. That. Oh my god, really? Yeah, I feel like more than anything, even with Eric, that form does more damage from teleporting towards you than anything. So, I actually don't remember. Yeah, I completely forgot the first attack. Oh my god, really? You know what I could probably do for that attack? His super jump has a ton of invincibility frames. I can probably just iframe my way through it. Also, I forgot I had this saved specifically to avoid the grinding. But yeah, his super jump has so many frames of invincibility that I can honestly probably just abuse that. Yeah, the timing's still not too bad, even on Eric. Slightly different, but still not exactly very difficult. So that's nice. Oh shit, I say as I fuck it up, but not too bad, I guess. 1 hit at the very end from getting a bit cocky isn't the worst, I suppose. Thank you. Okay. Yeah, phase 2 is still pretty much a joke. Okay, yeah. my idea worked perfectly. Although it does give me not very much time to actually recover to attack, so that's not great. This feels like cheating, but I mean, it's a part of his moveset, so technically not, even if it feels like it. And it is a very safe way of doing this. Well, how's everyone doing? Everyone had a good day so far? This is a fucking clown boss fight as Eric. It's like genuinely kind of difficult as John, but as Eric, it's a fucking joke. Yeah, this last phase is really easy because it only attacks from jumping or from the bones, and the bones only appear while you're attacking, so you can just avoid it if you don't want to deal with it. Okay, that was actually a really fast run by my standards, because that was accounting for the starting soon time. That was like, I believe, about an hour and 20 minutes. Which, this game's not that long. I know some people can beat the entire game in like 40 minutes, but for me, a second playthrough, first full one with Eric, an hour and 20 minutes is not too bad. Pretty good. So, I'm definitely getting better at Castlevania as a whole the more I play these. Oh, and I got an achievement. I did not realize there was a separate achievement just for beating it with Eric. I was just doing this because it's part of the game, but that's nice. Thus, Eric has fulfilled his destiny as a vampire hunter. Oh, that's it? Okay. I thought there was gonna be more. That's nice. But yeah, now that I have done both runs, I've fully finished the game, I guess not expert mode, but I'll probably do expert mode someday. I don't wanna do another 2 full playthroughs of the game right now though. I'd rather play a different one. But yeah, now after finishing this twice with each character, it's good. I like Castlevania Bloodlines quite a bit. It is a really good game, but it's like, I still like Castlevania 1 more, and I honestly feel like once I play 3, I don't know if I'll like 4 more, just because of the fact that I've heard 4 is really long, and even if the level design is good, I think a really long Castlevania game is not quite for me. I like the fact that most of these are very short. I think I'll end up liking 3 more. I already like 1 more. Trying to think of, I'll probably like Rondo of Blood more. I feel like if any game has the chance to become my favorite in the series over one, it would probably be Rondo of Blood. But I'm not gonna play that one for a little bit. I still want to play all of the rest of the ones in this collection. Next game I play, I don't know. I'm not actually sure which one I want to play next. It's not gonna be today. Like I said, I am ending the stream shortly after these credits roll because I just wanted to do Eric's run. But I'm not sure which game I want to do next. The obvious answer would be Castlevania 3. It's the next in chronological order after 1, not after this game. I skipped ahead for this one, but and the only problem with that though is I want to do all 3 characters, or I guess all 4 total, I think. Yeah, because there's the main character, there is, I forget her name, but the wizard character, Grant, and Lecarde. So there's 4 total, and I do want to do a run with each character. So that game will probably end up being a lot longer than than a single full playthrough would be. Plus that game is hard as fuck, and I'm kind of scared of it. I don't know it nearly as, I don't know any like, I know some techniques for that game, but not nearly to the degree of Castlevania 1. So I feel like with most of Castlevania 1, I got through that one kind of just with knowledge beforehand. That will not be the case for Castlevania 3. I don't know nearly as much about 3. So turn to the main menu. But yeah, so this one, once I do it, I don't know if it's the next one I'll play, but I'll do it soon-ish. And I'm kind of scared because I've heard this is like one of the hardest games on the NES, and I've generally heard it's way harder than Castlevania 1, and I know less about it, so that will be fun. The next ones I do though, I may end up doing these in one stream because I've heard these are like really short, which makes sense, they're Game Boy games. But I've heard these two, Castlevania The Adventure and Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge. I've heard these two games are really short, so I may do these in one stream. However, I've also heard that Castlevania The Adventure is like one of the worst Castlevania games, so that'll be interesting. I've heard Belmont's Revenge though is alright. I haven't heard amazing things about it, but I've heard it's fine. This one though, this one I've heard is not very good. So yeah, we've done Castlevania 1. Now Bloodlines / the new generation is what it was called in Europe, because blood is scary. I did 2 on my own. I may end up doing a second run on stream at some point, just because of the fact that I think I remember enough of the game at this point to do a run without having to pull up a guide every 30 seconds. It's not a very good game, but it's not horrible. I could play it on stream. I wouldn't be too terribly opposed. And then have 4. And I guess I'll probably do Kid Dracula at some point as well. So I don't know fucking anything about this game. The only reason I even know this game exists is because of this collection, because I remember when it released and this was added and like officially translated. Actually, I don't even know if it has an official translation. I just know it's on here. I remember people being very confused but like excited because it was a game that never left Japan, but I've never heard anything about it beyond that, so I have no clue if this one is good or bad. Considering I've never heard about it, probably just mid, but I'll probably play this one as well. And then, that'll be all the ones in this collection. I am playing more Castlevania games past this point though. I'm not just going to stop playing this series as soon as I finish this collection. I want to play Rondo of Blood, which doesn't have a collection, at least not on Steam. I know it has one on PS4 with Symphony of the Night. I want to play Castlevania 64, because yesterday, apparently Castlevania 64 is not as bad as I had heard like a decade ago. Probably not amazing, but it's probably like Castlevania 2 levels of quality, you know, just fine. So I'll probably play that at some point. I also want to play Lament of Innocence, the PS2 game, because I love the music from that game, and I also like 3D action games, as you can probably tell by the fact that I play a lot of musos, which are technically character action games. So yeah, the Castlevania obsession that I've had is probably not going to go away for quite a while, so. But yeah, next stream will most likely be I'll probably either play 3 if I build up the courage and feel like I'll have a long enough stream to be able to do it, because this one will likely be like a 5-hour game, even for just one run, because I'll die a lot. But if not, I'll probably do these 2, most likely in one stream, because I can't imagine they're very long. But yeah. It's been a fun stream. It's been a short one, of course. Like I said, it was just for finishing Eric's run, but it was quite a fun one. But yeah, I'll probably stream again on Monday. You know, usual weekday mornings, but have a nice day, everyone. I'll see you all later. Bye bye.